This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
For single ladies here in Perth, one woman has, been quite desperate and quite open about the fact that she can't find any single men, and we want to know where they are.
Where they are.
Because she's taking it off the apps, right? She wants to find them in reality, and all these people jumped on to give her advice, and this person says it pays to know who lives there or the purpose of the city. Perth is for FIFO. That's all.
But that would suggest to me there's more single men.
These are not single guys wanting to settle down. They fly in and out to mines. Settling down isn't compatible. It's for momentary, temporary relations. That's what this person says. But there are guys that aren't FIFO.
No, that's right.
Right now, we'd like to know exactly where you are so the ladies listening that are single can actually go to your location and find you.
So 13 24 10, if you are indeed a single man, give us some insight. Pancho's given us a call. Hi, Pancho.
Good morning, Nat. Good morning, Sean. Good morning. What's the other one? Nathan.
Pancho. All right,
Funny
Pancho.
bugger. All right, so you're already funny. Tick.
Single man, Pancho?
Tick. Very much single. Been single for 6 years now.
Oh, where do we find you? Because there's a lot of WA women who are like, mate, I can't find a bloke to save myself.
Righto. So let me give it to you plain and simple, straight down the line.
Yep.
She's screwed. She hasn't got a hope in hell. I am struggling. Perth is very much FIFO.
Yeah.
Or if you're basically a sleazebag, this is the place to be.
Yes.
But so if you're going to pubs and clubs, but if you want a one-night stand, that's the place to go.
Yes.
The dating apps, forget it,
Yep.
because you get ghosted or you just get, or the usual thing which is, I'm going to return back to my old boyfriend. So it's like,
You're done in the sack.
Yeah, okay.
So, unfortunately, you just got to have the strength to just go up and try and then just walk away with the rejection.
But where, Pancho?
You specifically, Pancho. If there's a woman out there who's like, he sounds great, I think I would like to get to know him, where would she go to meet
Pancho
you?
in real life?
That's where she's screwed because
you don't go out.
You don't. You go to pubs, but honestly, once you hit to, I'm 45, so once you get to that age, pubs, because you don't know whether that person's interested, you don't know, and then you miss the ex-husband that's sitting, or the husband that's sitting in the corner who's now upset because you cracked onto his wife, but you didn't know.
No, Pancho, you're talking about you trying to pick up. We're talking about somebody who wants to pick you up.
Because right now,
specifically.
there's some girls that are going, hey,
He's
Pancho,
funny.
he sounds interesting. Where will you be today or this weekend?
Today? Well, right now, this weekend, I'll be in Alkimos, and I'm happy to put my phone number out. I will be there all day. The door will be open from 7, and I'm calling in speed date.
So, where do you go out? Like,
Is there
if you're
a pub
going
up
out
there?
on the weekends, where do you go?
Okay, so if I go out, I'll go around, like, Amberton pubs, or the Alkimos pub, but I don't go out. I just go out for... to catch up with friends, or the socialise. I don't go out and get dressed up and
pick up.
I'm going out to go find a girl because the bitter disappointment is just
Sure, you sound like you've been really hurt.
Heartbreak.
You've been
He's
really
giving up.
hurt.
He's giving up, guys. Okay, we can see. What's the name of that pub again, Pancho?
So it's the Landing or the Amberton.
You sniff around there, you might be able to catch the great man.
And also, say if they don't want to go to the pub, where do you are you a Coles man, a Woolies man?
Do you go to the gym?
Aldi? Where do you shop?
Well, I like to play the field there a bit. So I'm a bit of an Aldi's man, and then I'll drop off to Coles, and then if something interests me, I might flick off to Woolies.
Yeah, sure.
I hear what you're saying.
You really do
I
play the
all
field.
shops. I play all shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I, to be honest, the only way that I can see for me and everybody else is, Nathan, please, you're going to have to do something like get me on the show, set me up, we'll do like speed dating or something. That's the only way.
Is a
That
voice
is the
of
only
desperation.
way, unless we give out his actual address and he takes appointments from today.
Alkimos isn't that big.
It's
I
not
reckon
that
if you
big.
just walk the streets of
And
Alkimos
yell
yelling
at Pancho.
Pancho!
Yeah, pretty much. And there's only one here. See, I rang up before. I was the Max lover, so maybe that's the reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, it's starting to make sense.
Right, interesting.
Yeah,
All right,
that's not
Pancho.
starting to make sense.
Yeah.
the lament of Perth women everywhere is that we can't find the single men.
There was an article with a Perth girl in their mid-30s pleading to find out where the men are actually located.
She wants
here
to
in
meet
Perth.
them face to face, meet organically rather than on the app.
So down in the comments section, I went down and had a look. It's always a bit of fun. And a guy from Perth named Wilhelm? Yeah. Wilhelm says, I'm 40, have a house, a decent job, and looks-wise, not bad. I'm about a 5.
Self-assessed.
I'm about a 5. You know what I mean? Some people are usually harder than themselves, so it's supposed to be a bit better. But all the 3 to 5 out of 10 women in Perth think they deserve a Hemsworth. So you can all get stuffed. I'm going my own way. Was what he took time to comment on an article.
So he's available,
So
but
he's got time on his hands.
He's available.
Yeah.
Look, Paul gave us a call.
Standards are too high.
Hello, Paul.
How you going?
Hey, good, Paul.
Are you a single fella, Paul?
Nah, not me. But I got my partner. A lot of her friends are single, and they reckon the best places to go. There's only 2 of them: is Bunnings or jail.
Well, there's plenty of single blokes at Bunnings, I guess. They're getting around, filling their time, trades and stuff.
That was somebody's advice to her on the article. It said, go to Bunnings, look confused, lost, and then ask for help. And then when picking up a bloke, 60% of the time it works there, she reckons.
Wow.
Yeah, so just look confused and walk up to someone and say, chisel.
Excuse me.
Then they'll go, yeah, no worries.
It's not very hard for most women to look confused, though.
Paul.
No, Paul.
You're on notice, Paul.
Mate, I look
Women
confused
are
at Bunnings.
smart.
No one's more confused at Bunnings than me, I can assure
sure.
you.
That's true. That's a great point.
If I needed help at Bunnings and it was you and an old lady, I'd walk up to the old lady.
I would too.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So we're just hanging out with our mate, comedian Geraldine Hickey. We will be putting people on the list to head to see Taylor Swift in Melbourne coming up after 8 o'clock. I know.
And
have you got tickets? You going?
No,
You a
mate.
Swiftie?
I'll put me on the list.
Yeah.
I don't think it's spot on the list.
I think it's really hard to find someone that doesn't want to go to Taylor Swift and be part of it. Did you see that they are frightened that she's going to be affecting the US election?
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that.
Good on her.
Yeah, they said that her endorsement could change the outcome.
That is unbelievable.
They're discussing it on political shows. Imagine her.
I know.
Like, sitting there going, are they serious? Like,
They reckon that she's put on 335 million.
Pounds? Oh my gosh, she looks so good though.
How does she carry
she carries it well, as long as you can carry it well.
Onto the Kansas City Chiefs' value of their football club.
That's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah. Big time stuff. Geraldine, can you tell us about your show, actually?
Yes, I
because
can.
it's got nothing to do with the hair, as Amy put on our rundown sheet.
That's all right. The show's called Don't Tease Me About My Gloves. And that's how you say it. Don't Tease Me About My Gloves. Because I have, last year I discovered I have this thing called Raynaud's.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Do you know
yes.
it?
I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Do you have it?
No.
But anyway, I've got it.
What is it?
Okay, so Raynaud's, it's a condition where your blood vessels in your extremities, usually your fingers and toes, constrict, and it causes like pain, tingling, numbness,
And your fingertips go really white, don't they?
causes discoloration. Or sometimes blue or purple.
yeah,
How does that? That just started happening out of nowhere.
They don't know. They don't know what causes
Can you catch it?
No.
Nathan's moving away, everyone.
But that's the thing. Like, there's like primary and secondary. Like the primary one, they don't know what causes it, and it mostly affects women. That's why you've never heard of it.
I heard this thing called a period the other day too. I was like, why do women love full stops so much? Anyway, keep going.
But there's obviously, we just, because you know what we're like, we just go,
just get on with it.
That's fine. I'll just put my fingers in my pocket, and that's the other reason why our pockets aren't very deep. We just need to warm the fingertips.
Ladies, ladies, mate.
Yeah.
So I've got this, and I discovered that because I'd never heard of it, and I realised that a lot of people had never heard of it, and now because I get these cold, it's overreaction to the cold, so now I've got to wear gloves when it's not cold enough to wearing gloves.
Okay.
Oh my God, because I saw a woman this morning, and you know how hot it is here in Perth. She had a beanie and a scarf on,
Makes
walking
you
along the side of the world. So she must, so gloves. So what sort of gloves
I'm not
people
wearing
wearing?
gloves in this hellscape. That's fine, but I'm wearing gloves. So now I have to jump and go. Don't talk to me about my gloves, and because I've.
But don't you live in like a particularly cold part of Victoria? You're down in Gippsland, aren't you? Yeah.
What sort of gloves do you wear though? You're wearing the
I've got
serial
multiple
killer.
gloves.
Oh, some knitted leather.
I've got some murdering gloves.
Would you go a mitten?
No, because I want to use
wanna
my
use your
fingers.
fingers.
Yeah.
When you're killing someone, Nat.
Yeah, because this is the worst thing about it. Like because when it gets really bad, it's like it's so numb. I've got no feelings in my fingers, and if you can't feel your fingers, you can't use your fingers.
And it's actually quite hard to pick stuff up as well, isn't it?
Do you have to do it? And I'm a lesbian.
No, you need your fingers.
I need my fingers.
Yeah, you do.
You know,
You do.
if I'm at Bunnings, I need to text my wife.
That's
That's what I was thinking about texting
What
in
size bolts
Bunnings.
do we need to get for those nuts that we got earlier?
As if you don't know. Come on. Don't lie to the audience. Have you ever asked a person that works in Bunnings where something is and they know exactly where it is at all times?
Yeah, that's their job.
No, it's a...
I know, but they're like Rain Man. You know, 56 seconds.
You can show them. You can go in there with like a tiny screw or they go, yeah, got that. And they walk up there and without even flinching, they go to exactly the same spot. It's amazing. They're very good staff. They know what they're doing.
They do.
What is it about comedians and rural living? Because we had Tom Gleeson in yesterday, who lives in Romsey.
Yes.
And of course, you live in the country too.
We had Lawrence on.
Yes, Lawrence Mooney's moved to the country. What's going on?
Oh, cheaper housing.
The serenity.
No, well, I moved out there because my wife works out there. So,
yes.
And it's I love it because when I go home, I'm living my dream of being a housewife.
Yes.
Oh, that was your dream, was it?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Just like the idea of like getting up and
Putting
doing
on
a
an
couple
apron.
of chores.
Yes, popping a load of washing on.
It's a beautiful day for
good drying day.
Yeah.
Did you ever lean into that?
I'm leaning into it now.
So are you baking and stuff?
No, not baking, but I'll have a look for something to dinner and then pop down to the shops and then get things ready. Mow the lawns. Oh my gosh!
What's your local shop?
Oh, we've got options. We've got all the big supermarkets.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got Aldi around you, have you?
I love Aldi.
Me too. Are you a
gosh.
sucker for the special buys?
Yes. I love a browse.
Yeah, me too. I love to go in that section and just see what's happening because, like, sometimes you don't know you'd need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I do need that shelf to go over my toilet.
Exactly.
Those toilet shelves and people have got things displayed above where you're crapping.
I know. It doesn't.
So weird.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So our producer Amy today is sick.
She actually is too, not just pulling a day before a long weekend sickie. She's actually properly sick.
Yeah, so stepping up to the plate to produce this piece of gold is a girl we call Pricey, even though she's married and changed her name to McNeil.
But McNeely didn't have the
Hey,
same.
Pricey.
Morning, guys. It's a complete name stain, isn't it? I'm
It
never
is.
going to drop Pricey.
No, of course.
My maiden name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your mother, I have such fond memories of your mother's cooking when she made us that Indian carrot thing.
Halva sausage rolls or carrot halva rolls. Yeah.
So I would like some more of that, please.
Yeah,
if
she'll
we can
definitely
order
do it.
some.
She's got all the time in the
Her
world.
green masala is outstanding.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I love it.
Anyway, so
sounds
tell her to get
delicious.
cooking. But how's your mum going?
She's good. Oh, Penny Price.
Yeah. What's going on with
doing well.
Penny?
She's actually been away. Well, she was away for 3 months. She went to India.
Which is the
And-
homeland for
Yes,
her?
it is the
Yes.
motherland. So she went and saw all her millions of cousins.
Amazing.
And did the route. And the only contact she really had was obviously online with us in Australia. And so we've got this app for our son, Max, who goes to daycare. And so we all have access to this app. And also all the other parents that have that go to daycare have this
So you
app.
can check in like what you do with your pets.
Yeah, it's so good.
Is it actually live cameras or they post stuff on it? Okay.
Yeah, so you get a play-by-play during the day, like, nappies, food, sleep, all that. But then you get a roundup at the end of the day with photos saying, Max and everyone else did all this stuff. And
I did
amazing.
finger painting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. And then a bunch of photos. Anyway, so a couple of times Max hadn't been featured on the photos. And so I get to daycare to pick up Max and the educators are like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll get more photos of Max tomorrow. We're so sorry. Well, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, why are they going so crazy about it?
I know.
I get home and I asked my husband, Jamie, what's going on? Like they were really upset almost about not having photos of Max up. Anyway, he alerts me to the fact that Penny Price over in India has commented on said photos and rundowns.
Yes.
I've actually got it here. I've screenshot it for you guys. In the morning session, Max sadly only featured once and on two occasions he was a bystander. Sometimes I feel like Max is not in the centre, or maybe he's in another room.
Your mum is trolling the daycare centre.
Yeah, and it's coming up, Penny Price in brackets Max.
Are you mortified?
So they know who it is.
I was mortified. So I texted her in India and said, Mum,
Stop.
pipe down.
Stop.
Yeah.
But why doesn't Max have any main character energy?
Well, yeah, because he's just around. He just steals trucks of kids and just runs around the centre.
Just living his best life.
Penny Price stopped then, obviously, when you've given her the stern word.
Nope, next day, again, back on there, old mate, keyboard warrior. Does Max not mix with the group? It's so hard to find him.
Oh my God.
Does your mum want to hire a paparazzi just to follow her around Max all morning?
Can you just send your mum some pictures of Max, please? Come on. That's amazing.
Isn't it crazy when you get to an age where you can look at your parents and what they're doing and just be like, oh my God, stop. My mum is the same. And now Mark McGowan is no longer Premier.
Yeah.
But during Mark McGowan's reign as Premier, there was not a bigger advocate for that man than Marlene Morris. She loved him. Whenever she saw him at functions that we did, she was like, I reckon she'd have sex with him.
Yeah.
She loves him that much. She was all over him. So, no, seriously, that's how much she loves him. So anyone on the internet, and as you know, during Mark's reign, so many people had some negative things to say.
But you're a politician. There's going to be people for you and against you.
Always.
I would get home and Mum was there and Mum would have commented to all these people saying negative things about Mark having a go back at them. And I was just like, Mum, stop. They can see it's you. Because the thing you're using is Marlene and Brian Morris. Like, people know who Marlene and Brian is.
Yes.
Shut up. And I had to have the stop talk with my dad as well about something completely different. I was like, oh, my God, Dad, stop. Dad went through a time of wearing these shirts that he thought felt really comfortable and looked really good, and he got in the shops in them until I discovered these shirts and I found out Dad was wearing rash vests.
He did not have a rash.
He was wearing rashies to the shop and he thought they were shirts.
Well, it's Karen up, though.
It's a
Coastal.
rashy.
It's a rashy, Brian.
Rashy, Dad. Hello, Bevan.
Hello.
Hey, Bev. All right,
Morning,
is this about your mum or your dad?
Every time I go to the shops with my mum, she loves to have a random conversation with the person in front of her while she's putting the groceries on the conveyor belt. I constantly have to put my head down and just tell my mum to stop. She loves random people at shopping centres.
So what does she talk to them about, Bevan?
What's that, sorry?
What does she talk to them about?
She loves to talk about my childhood for some reason.
Just to randoms, Bevan.
And yes, to randoms, and how much I have grown in the last 4 years for some reason.
The last 4 years specifically.
How old are you now, Bevan?
I am 24.
He's still growing.
Well, he's grown so much since he was 20.
Oh, you have,
I'd
Bevan.
comment on it.
You got to stop going to the shops with your mum.
Yeah, you do. Oh, no, Mum's just got to stop.
Yeah, Mum's got to stop.
Mum's got to
gotta
stop.
stop.
Yeah, we're with you on that,
That's
Bevan.
so
Thank
funny.
you.
Thanks, buddy.
Sarah, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Hey,
guys?
good,
Who
Sarah.
did you have to tell to stop, Sarah?
It's my dad, and it happens quite often to do with his phone and social media.
Yes.
But this example was Christmas Day. So my husband has a couple of pairs of budgie smugglers, and he loves them, but only when it's just us. He won't wear them around other people. He wears his, full.
Well,
full body.
what a treat for the family.
That's right.
Yes. So Christmas Day, my husband and I went for a little swim at the beach, and I uploaded a couple of photos, and one of them was him in his budgie smugglers at the beach. And later on that day, was scrolling through Facebook. So this was sent through WhatsApp to our family group. And then later on, I was scrolling through WhatsApp and saw on my dad's story that was my husband in his budgie smugglers.
So your dad posted a WhatsApp picture of your husband in budgie smugglers on your dad's Facebook stories.
Yeah. And when I called him, he was like, no, I didn't do that. I don't know how that happened. I don't even know how to do that.
But it's
but
like
it
the
was
evidence
there.
is that's your account and you did it. I love when parents say I didn't do that, but you did because it's there. Oh, no. They're all for private eyes.
Do you think your dad's got a crush on your husband?
No.
Well, it appears that way because my husband's name's Aaron, and he quite often gets calls from my dad. He's like, "Oh no, I didn't call you. My phone just rang."
Hey, top of the list is an Aaron.
Okay, objectively, does Aaron look good in his Speedos?
Oh, yes, he definitely does.
Well, there you
that's
go.
nice.
Well, you know what, Aaron? Lap it up because you know what? You're never going to look as good as you do today.
No, I was wearing mine last night because we jumped in and had ice baths at home. Anyway, I was just walking around the house and then my wife's gone absolutely nuts at me because my daughter had a couple of girlfriends staying over for a sleepover. They won't be used to this.
Well,
Put
Sean,
some pants on.
You know what? Wearing Speedos would have been very easy for you to go nuts at her.
It's lucky it was cold, hey? In that ice bath. Thanks, Sarah. Deborah's in Caramar. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Hey,
Hi,
Deb.
Deb. Okay, which parent did you have to have a word to?
I had to have a word to my mother because I don't know if you guys remember Spring in the Valley that used to happen many years ago.
Yeah, that used to be huge.
Yeah.
It used to be absolutely huge. We used to have to get on the bus and everything. Anyway, me and my sisters would have one too many wines and we'd start flashing our boobs. You know, we thought our boobs are gorgeous and blah-de-blah.
Of course they were.
Until the day my mother thought that she could do exactly what we were doing, and she would lift her T-shirt up and show off her beautiful white cross-your-heart bra to everybody that was there to see it. And we just had to say, "Stop, Mum, stop."
You know
She's
what?
supposed to be a part of the gang,
some
doesn't
sturdy
she?
support, the old cross-yard bra.
I think I've gotten to an age where if my mother decided that she wanted to show strangers her breasts, I'd support that. I think because you know what? Why not?
Did any thought for the strangers?
What? Wow.
Well,
sure.
they're not having a say in it. They're having them flashed at them.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's consensual flashing or not. You know what? I think you've gotten to the age now where it's your right to show the girls.
Yeah,
Even though the girls are
So
down.
you're saying you want to see Marlene's boobs?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, did I say that?
Thanks, Deb. Ali, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Ali.
Ali, now, are you the mum being told to stop?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
I am.
What's happening?
My two younger grandsons go to karate nearly every day, and obviously all the senseis are all black belts. But if I see one of the other kids pushing one of my grandsons or getting too close or causing problems, I go to stand up, and my daughter pulls me back. She goes, "Who do you think you are, Nanny Ninja?" She goes, "Ma, these senseis, what do you think you're doing?" I just can't help myself.
So
you got to jump in. Stop.
The protective thing for your grandkids is really there.
Yeah. Do you think you have it in you to fight one of the other children that is going after your grandchildren? Do you reckon that's in you somewhere?
Absolutely.
Imagine a grandmother coming with that.
Big fly kick to the throat. Oh, Ali, I love that.
My grandfather used to come along. He was banned from my pop. He was my dad banned him from coming to the games because he'd come and he'd call everyone soft and weak and yelled it out.
Yep. My nana Marjorie Peterson would stand on the sidelines when any football match was going, and her language was so vulgar that men moved away. Kalgoorlie men moved away from her.
Yeah.
My mum and dad wouldn't go near her during a game. It was like, full on.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.